Jovin, you so dumb.
Okay, hey cuties. So you're gonna have your mixing bowl and you're gonna get something to mix it with. You're gonna get your bleach and you're gonna get the 30 developer. You get your hair. I took my hair out the pack. That's what I'm doing right now. I'm taking my hair out the pack and like I go get the got to be spray and I spray that on top of the hair itself just to tame the flyaways. You know how the hair be sticking up? Yeah, tame the flyaways. So when I'm bleaching the hair itself, the bleach doesn't get on the hair because we don't want that. That's how it turns orange. So I'm going to comb that in and then I'm going to end up rubbing it into the hair because I want it to be nicely laid down. But then after I'm done doing this, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put the wig on the side and start mixing the bleach. So while the got-to-be is drying on the hair, I go ahead, get the bleach powder and I pour it in my mixing bowl. I typically do 1.5 scoops or 2 scoops. It all depends on how much bleach powder I have. If I don't have a lot, then I'll do 1.5, but typically I'll do 2. Or if I think I can really make it stretch with the 1.5, I'll do it. But just go ahead, start with 1.5. And if it's not enough, you can definitely pour the half more later on. Then I go in with the 30 developer. I pour a little bit in there. Always start with a little bit simply because like when you mix it, it's going to get real thick before it gets loose. I don't know how much I put in there because y'all saw me just pour it. I don't really measure it, but I don't put too much. I just start off with a little like I told y'all. So I'm mixing. And right here, this is where a lot of people mess up, I feel, because they feel as if like, dang, I don't have enough at the beginning because it's so thick, but you just got to keep mixing. Like, honestly, just keep mixing. And once you break up all the knots, because it'll look kind of knotty, that's what I started to show y'all. Like, once you break up all the knots, if it's still thick, then pour more developer. But if it's not, then like, you know, go ahead, just keep mixing and it'll just be the right concoction. But I end up going and putting half more. Was that half more? Or was that a whole more? I don't know, baby. I don't know what I'm on right now, but just know your magic numbers too. So I pour a little more in there, simply because like, I don't know if I was being stingy the first time. I don't know what I was doing the first time. Anyways, but I changed the camera angle simply because I didn't think that y'all saw me. So like, I'm just mixing. It's starting off really thick, but then as you keep mixing, it starts loosening up a little bit. You want it to kind of be like that pasty looking way, but not knotted. Like you want it to be a smooth toothpaste looking concoction, you know? So just keep mixing until it's smooth and then it's thick, just like me. So anyways, I'm just gonna keep mixing because like I still see some knots in there, but for the most part, like I told y'all, it's creamy, pasty. That's the concoction we're looking for. So now that I'm done, I wipe down the counter because I go get the aluminum foil to lay down my wig on. I always do 2 things with aluminum foil: one to lay the hair on itself and the other to like tuck in there later, but I'll show y'all that later on. But anyway, so the hair is well prepped, you know, all the straggles that didn't lay down with the got-to-be, I'm over here just laying it down. And then I'm taking my concoction. I can't tell you how many times I mixed this baby. So anyways, you're gonna go ahead, and at this point I'm really overdoing it. I could have just started, but I'm just a little extra. So I really want y'all to get into it because obviously, why would I do that so close to y'all like that? I need to back up. But anyway, so boom, I'm gonna flip the wig inside out. And I'm gonna like splat a whole thick blob on there. And you want it to be thick like that. And the reason you want it to be thick is because you don't want the bleach to like seep into the hair and then it gets all on the hair. Like the main goal of bleaching the hair is for it to just bleach the knots, not the hair itself. You know what I mean? Like that's the whole goal of this. So keep applying it until it does stick, because if it's thick like that, then I know that it's only going to get on the lace. It's not going to get on the hair. You know what I mean? Like it's thick and it's not seeping through, if that makes sense. Okay, yeah. So like I said, you just want it to target mainly the lace. So that's literally all I'm doing. I'm rubbing it all in the hair. This process does require you to be extra careful simply because like if you're not careful enough, you can get bleach on the actual hair And that's why I keep like flipping it, trying to avoid grabbing the hair. But at the same time, because I don't want to like press under the wig and then the hair just presses onto the bleach. You know what I mean? So I always try to be like super gentle with this step where I'm just hitting the lace and I'm trying to avoid as many hairs as possible, if that makes sense. So at this point, then I get the other foil paper and I lay it on top of the concoction that I just put onto the lace, and then I flip it back around. And I did, y'all see that right there? Look at that bleach on that foil paper on that counter. Oh my gosh, I didn't see that. I'm just now seeing that. But that's not too bad because that part didn't end up getting onto the hair. I ended up, I flipped it inside out so it's facing the lace part. But good thing I did that because that would have messed everything up. Okay, so now I put the ISO Plus in there and I just target the lace and I just scrub it all the way in. And I go ahead and I wash the hair after I'm done washing it. This is my results that I'm at, and I grab the shimmer light and I pour it all on the hair. I always do 2 washes when I do this. So the first wash, I target mainly the lace. I try to like focus mainly on the lace the first go. And I scrub like I'm doing right now. And then I don't really, it's not supposed to be purple. It starts off purple and you're supposed to wash it until it turns white. But I always wash it 2 times. So it's cool. Like I wash the whole hair with it just in case the bleach ran through it, you know, whatever the case may be. Like I just make sure I wash everything. But anyway, so now I get the first layer through the hair. And then I rinse it out once I thoroughly get that first layer in there. And then the second time I wash it, I let it sit. I let it sit for like 5 minutes. And as you can see, there's still some purple in there. So I go ahead and I keep mixing because I want it to be like that white foamy color. And then when it does turn that after 5 minutes, I wash it. So I wash it out. This is what the lace is looking like so far. There are some orange spots that like seep through, meaning like I over bleach it. I'm not gonna hold y'all. The first 15 minutes when I was supposed to bleach it for, I didn't do it for 15 minutes. I accidentally did it for more. Oopsies. I was busy. I was doing other stuff, y'all. So don't be like me. Pay attention to your timer and don't over bleach your knots. But good thing I did this because I'm gonna show y'all how to correct it later on. So bear with me. So anyways, so back to what we're doing. So you're going to comb out your hair after you do that wash. Because at this point, your hair is probably knotted up. So I always start with the ends and I make my way to the root. Make sure when you're combing your hair that you use the big teeth comb and nothing like smaller. So then I go in with my silicone light. And this step all determines, like the concoction you make is all determined by how long the hair is. Like with my hair, it is 30 inches. So I did need a little more. But I don't measure this step either, so like bear with me. But get the crystal clear Adore, not the jet black one, because they do look the same, but one's 10 and the other's like 20 some. Y'all see it. Anyway, like I said, hair is 30 inches, so I just like do a rough estimate of how much I think is gonna be enough for the whole entire hair. Like I told y'all, not measuring. Y'all just gonna have to, you know, like eye it, but you kind of need more not crystal, but you kind of need more silicone mix than you do crystal light. It's like 1 to 1/2, not 1/2. It's 1 to 1/2. So like, imagine silicone is 1 cup, and then the crystal clear would be 1/2 cup. So it's like 1 to 1/2, not 1/2. It's 1 to 1/2. That's the ratio. 1 to 1/2. Y'all, I'm getting tongue tied just saying it. Forget this. Anyway, so I'm mixing it. Keep mixing until you feel like it's well mixed. Make sure you're like getting all the corners. Now, when I do this step, I always start with the roots or I start with the tips, but either way, I pay attention more to the roots and the tip, because if I do happen to run out of my mixture, and I do be lazy sometimes. So it's like, if I run out of my mixture, the main focal points are already taken care of. You know, like if it's at the tips and the roots, I can moisturize it in the middle of the hair and you ain't really gonna tell there's a difference. You know what I mean? But this step is just to give your wigs that like natural, I put a lot of product in it, it's shiny type ordeal without having to actually put a lot of product and do all that other stuff. You know what I mean? Like, it just adds that shine to it. It just gives it like, I don't know. It always worked for me because my hair used to be frizzy and just like, it looked wiggy. If that's even a word, it looked wiggy. So like I added this step. I don't remember way back when though. I added it way back when my friend had recommended it to me and I had did it, and then boom, I've been doing it ever since. So yeah, go ahead and mix it all in there. As y'all see me, I'm mixing it all into the tip of the hair. Make sure you're getting like in the hair. You know what I mean? Because like it's kind of thick. This bundle is like a 200 plus density. I think it's like 220 or something like that. But I know it's 200 for, you know, like I know for sure it's a 200 density hair. So it's thick. So it's like I really got to get in there. So if you really got to get in there, really get in there. Like I told y'all, look at me running out the mixture, but I already got the roots and the I already got the roots and the tips, so I'm perfectly fine. Like the little that I have, I can work with, and I later on just end up massaging and just rubbing it into the hair, because like I told y'all, like I really could make another concoction, but then it's just like having to mix it again, and then the hair is already like processing while I, you know, go through that step. I don't know, it just seems like a lot to me, so I always just do the tips and the roots. I don't know how many times I'm gonna repeat that, but I'm gonna keep repeating it till y'all get it. Tips and roots, and then look, I squeeze, and look, that's what I mean. I get all that extra product back and I just rub it in the middle of the hair. Yeah, so always do like the tip to like mid hair, and then the roots to like mid, and then that mid point. Yeah, so after I do all of that, I let it really get into the hair. I fold the hair inside out. Like I'll tuck it into the wig itself. Y'all see what I do, but I was like, I don't know how to describe it. I fold it inside out, and then I like flip it like that. That's what I'm trying to say. I usually at this point will let this silicone mix stay in for 15 minutes. So now that I'm done with that, y'all see how it's kind of shiny. Y'all see the shine. Like you don't really see the results until you like really flat iron it, blow dry and flat iron it. But at this point, like I told you, I over bleached the knot. So we're going to correct our mistake. If you didn't over bleach your knot, you don't need this step. You can just skip it. But what you're going to do is you're going to blow over dry only the roots, because the roots don't need to be, it doesn't need to be wet when you do the step. So you want your roots to be completely dry. Y'all see how it's like orange right there? I didn't like over bleach it too bad, but there are some orange spots, and it's at the front of the hair, so we don't want people to see that. So I go in with my jet black Adore, and to be honest, I've been doing this so much when it comes to color correcting. Look at me, I'm checking in between just to make sure like I didn't like over bleach the insides too bad. And from what I'm seeing, I didn't over bleach it too bad. Like nothing got on the hair inside, which is good. So it looks like everything only got into the I did a little thumbs up to let y'all know. But anyways, everything only got, the over bleaching only got on the front of the hair. That's what I'm trying to say. Oh my gosh, y'all, I can be getting tongue tied. So I did this enough to the point where like I honestly just poured the dye right on the hair itself, and then I just comb it through. And you have to do this very carefully, simply because like your goal is to get only on the hair, and you don't want to get on the lace itself, because you already bleached the knot. Like you don't want to go back and get the knots black again because you just bleached it so it can look natural, you know? But this is how I do it, but I'm going to show y'all an easier way to do it, because this step can be a little risky, how I just applied it directly on the hair. Look, I put a little at a time and just comb it through into different sections. And this is my correcting comb. I only use this comb to like correct my overly bleached lace. Okay, so I flipped it inside out to show you that like not the bleach, but the dye didn't get on the inside itself. It's just on the hair. And then when I'm done like combing it through, I let the dye sit on the hair, the black dye sit on the hair for 15 minutes. But while it's sitting there, I'm going to show y'all another way you can do it. So pretend this is like a plate, a styrofoam plate, and you're going to pour your bleach on there, right? And you're going to take the comb and you're going to like tap it onto the plate like that. And then you're going to comb it through the hair. So then the dye is only on the tip of the comb and then you can comb it through. That's an easier way to do it before you actually like put it on the hair. But like I told you, I'm comfortable with it. So that's a 2-in-1 shampoo and conditioner ordeal. So I went ahead and I washed the hair. Now I did leave this part not dyed simply because I wanted to show y'all the bleach, and that's by my ear, so it's going to get cut off anyways. But that's what I mean by over bleaching the hair. Like it's orangey like that. I did correct enough. Like I go back and I show it to y'all because like that's what you don't want to do. But like I told y'all, it's going to be by my ear, so I'm going to cut it off anyways. At this point, I'm analyzing the hair. I blow dried it and everything. I would link the hair to tell y'all where I got it from. But as you can tell, like you see how it's just like matted in the middle part right here? That just lets me know that the lace length does not match the bundle length in the back itself. These people didn't rip me off, y'all, so I'm not going to recommend them. Like it's 30 in the back, but that means the lace that they used in the front is not 30 inches. And I folded it so you can see, because why is it like that? Y'all, I was so pissed. This is a new vendor, so I just know that I'm not gonna go shop back with them again. But anyways, this is like the hair itself and the hair being bleached. I'm just showing y'all the lace and the knots. The knots are bleached like I like them.